All right, another episode in. Um, Welcome back to the I'm Not a Hater podcast with your favorite not hater. This is Mr. Brown. Um, Today's topic, today's issue we're gonna talk about today are boundaries. How to properly set them, and you know what happens once you know, or different type of boundaries and things of that nature, right? And getting the respect that you deserve. So everybody has, or everybody in your life, whether it's family, friends, partners, kids, they all need boundaries. They all need to know what you're willing to accept when it comes to their relationship. And once you set those boundaries provided that everybody follows them, your life should be different and more functional for you. The first thing I would say, right, when setting these boundaries is be direct. Just come out and set the expectation. I need you to respect my space and time, do what you agreed, etc. Now, this part may not be easy because I know it wouldn't be easy for me because I'm not really a direct person like that. But you got to do it because once you start hitting people with these boundaries, you have to know they probably not going to agree right away, right? They're going to feel like, what? Yes, you got to follow these boundaries. And it's going to lead to you having to make a bigger explanation as to what's happening, right? You got to tell them, like, listen, you affecting my mental health by doing whatever it is you're doing. But you got to say it because it has to be said. Like, I struggle with this part because I don't really like to hurt people's feelings. But listen, if they love you and they say that they care about you, they'll understand the reason why you're being direct and setting whatever boundary it is that you're setting. And there are a couple that, we're going to discuss during this exact podcast. So, there's a few. I'm going to start with the first. There's a physical boundary, right? And this is like letting people know, like, hey, I don't want to be touched or grabbed in a certain way. Or, how close you can get to me. I use this one in my own line of work. Smaller children, they have no respect of boundaries of space. So I often, have to tell them, like, look, we not hugging because they like hugs, right? Little kids love to hug you and get all in your face and breathe and be all in your personal bubble. But I have to let them know, like, look, listen, you're getting a high five from Mr. Brown. You're not getting a hug. I don't want a hug. Today's not a hug day. Set that boundary. My own kids set boundaries with me. I do like to be affectionate, but they're not really affectionate kids. So they let me know, like, look, Dad, I don't want a hug all the time. So we give that. Or when they ready to give me a hug, they let me know, Dad, I'm ready to hug you. And I'll ask them, look, can I get a hug? Yes or no. And then you deal with it as such. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just move as such. It's a physical boundary that they have set. Don't come in here for a hug if you don't do it. We often hear people saying, respect my time. There's another boundary, a time boundary. They want you to do what you said you were going to do or promise to do in a timely manner. We probably all struggle with this, man. People ask us to show up for stuff or be on time for such, and we think that it's a small thing, but truthfully, they setting that boundary. Yo, be here at 5. Don't show up at 5:30. I get there when I get there. That's no respect for their boundary. It's been clearly communicated. The person told you, like, yo, show up early, on time. And you like, I'm gonna do what I want. You're ignoring their boundary, and that's not cool because you wouldn't like it if they did it to you. You'd be in your feelings if somebody ignored your boundary that you set, or outright ignored it, I should say, and just been like, yeah, I'm gonna just do what I want to do. I'm gonna just show up to the function when I feel like it, because who really cares what he's talking about? That's just a crazy way of thinking after somebody clearly said to you, yo, I want you to respect my time. Like, just respect their time. It's that simple. Material boundaries. Yo, respect people's things and property. This is a huge one for me. If I give you something that's like near and dear to me to borrow and use, yo, return it to me the same way I gave it to you. Like, don't mess my stuff up. If I let you borrow something, I expect it back. Like, don't keep it either, because you're not respecting my boundary with my stuff. Like, what are you doing? You give it back to me damaged or messed up. Like, yo, I just copy you another one. No, you failed miserably. You did not respect my boundary, bro. You took my let's say you took this microphone and you messed it up and damaged it. And now I gotta buy another one. Fail. I set the boundary, bro. I wanted it back the way I gave it to you. Total fail. Jeez, people do that all the time. I'm so over it. To be honest, man, it's annoying. A huge one though, right? A huge boundary people have probably set or need to set. Emotional boundaries with respect to people's thoughts and feelings, right? You want somebody to stop making you feel a certain way? Say it. Don't be afraid to say it. Words can hurt. The power of the tongue is a serious thing. But if your partner, whoever asks you to stop treating them a certain way, do it without hesitation unless you don't really value the person. And in that case, let them people go because you don't respect their thoughts and feelings and boundaries that they set. People got a right to be, respected and have their feelings respected. And if you can't do that, then kick rocks. Move on. Yo, it's just what it is. Like, the person asks you to stop making fun of them or, stop saying this stuff about them when they, in a mood, and you just keep going because you think it's funny. No respect. Like, it almost questions like, who raised you? Because I'm asking you to stop and you just refuse. Like, you just don't want to listen. That lets me know, like, you don't respect me as a person. You don't respect my boundaries that I'm setting. And that while it upsets me, and I'm gonna have to fix it and rectify it by, either letting you go or stop dealing with you at the moment, it has to happen. Unfortunately, I deserve to have my feelings respected and preserved at all times. It's just part of, that's a non-negotiable. That's part of the deal. Like, I set that boundary. You need to follow that one. It keeps my emotions in check. Trust me. Respect. Respect is a huge part of boundaries. If you love and have respect for a person, it'll take you a long way in life. It'll help you be understanding when a person sets these boundaries. Don't take it personal when they do. Like, get out your feelings. They're only trying to sort their lives out and do what's best for them. You definitely will want the same grace if you ever decide to set boundaries in your life as well. That's just all fact. Everybody's gonna set boundaries. It's gonna be from your partner, your kids, your friends. Everybody's gonna have boundaries eventually, right? Nobody's just gonna be living boundary free. So don't get mad. Like, don't be mad about it. Just understand, like, yo, they setting a boundary. Respect it. Deal with it. Maybe you'll look inside yourself and go, maybe there's something I need to do with myself and fix. And then maybe hey, you might see your life do a complete 180 and be completely different by setting these boundaries. And some of them may be necessary. With that being said, man, I'm not gonna go, way deep and overboard, but if you need to set boundaries, remember these ones that I spoke of. Play it back, listen to it several times if you need to. Set those correct boundaries, man, and watch people around you react accordingly. With that being said, I'm out. Another episode, man. Boundaries. I'm not a hater. Just giving you info that you can help. That can help you, help someone around you. I'm Not a Hater podcast. We out. Peace and love.